people get involved in your campaign. They say, you know what, I love this woman. I love what she's doing. She's fighting for us. This is John Villarreal reporting for Conservative New Media.
Now, we're tight on time, so we got to be really focused on all our answers here. Now, I know you get into it as we get into it with some of the so-called conservative bloggers out there and some other people like that. What's up with that, and what is up with this sort of cabal and as Paul and I like to say, this sort of, grab-ass type of thing that happens on these bloggers that they're all trying to kind of help each other out and get up there, and they make fun of anyone that is really coming up that's kind of legit. Like, what's up with that?
Well, again, I think it's kind of a smarter than you mentality, and it gets personal and it gets more ugly than it should at times. But I think that one of the things, in terms of bloggers, when the blogosphere on the right started, it started all around the war. And so it got called conservative, but really what it was more pro-war. And underneath that were your Charles Johnsons and your some other peoples who really had a much broader feel of politics. There were liberals under there. There were moderates under there. But they all were labeled with the name conservative, and some of them were able to be elevated, or movement conservatives, I would say. And some of them gained influence as quote-unquote conservatives, when really their politics are probably far more moderate.
Right.
So I think it's more confusion and labeling than it is.
So there's a lot of posers out there. There's a lot of weakies, and there's a lot of people that are not true conservatives that need to get out, and we need to fight those battles. So I want to talk about some heroes and some people that are doing it right on our side here in a bit, but we have to go to this insider stuff that Paul was all over. He sent this to me and was getting to me, and I'm going to tee him up here in 1 second. But it basically is this 3-part series, and it's going to continue to go on a very, discreet blog out there that we were able to check out. And this is someone that worked in the Obama administration, and he's totally disillusioned, and he basically says that Obama and Michelle were fighting, that Obama's losing it, that spark, that Obama's lazy, that staffers, see the things falling apart, that Pelosi's a total disaster, that he feels bad, or that he basically perpetrated more or less of a fraud on the American people in helping this guy get elected, and that the media's ignoring it and trying to cover it up, and then he basically, and other people are going to come out and quote-unquote tell the truth, because they can't let this guy get elected again and destroy the Democratic Party. Paul, what's up with this?
This is a stunning insight into what is going on in the White House, and it confirms what a lot of us has felt was probably going on.
I've been saying it for years.
That's right. This man apparently, I'm assuming it's a man, we don't know the person's name. I believe he said he's a contractor, so he is not a permanent staffer in the White House, but the man is a Democrat, and the reason that he gave for coming forward now is that he believes that Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, and Harry Reid are destroying the Democratic Party, and that they have made the Democratic brand toxic. And as you mentioned, this man said, look, flat out, Barack Obama is not up to the job. He is lazy. He is not taking his role as president seriously. And so this guy's basically saying, look, we're coming forward now, and you will see many more people come forward after the midterm elections, because if this guy can't get it together, we've got to get rid of him and put in another candidate, the Democrats, for 2012.
Let me say this very quickly. A couple key quotes here. Quote, "What the hell have we done?" And he also said that Obama is inexperienced and immature, that this is the most self-centered, arrogant, and ignorant White House that we've ever seen, that there's going to be a mass exodus from the White House, that Obama apparently has never even read the health care bill, not one part of it, that they basically suckered all these Democrats into voting for the health care bill, that, hey, people will love it, hey, we'll give you political cover, hey, we'll help you. And when some of these Congress people went up there and was like, hey, we're getting killed on this, I need you to come out and help me out, whatever, they were basically laughed at and told, you're on your own, screw you. I mean, this thing is getting crazy. Dan, what's your take on that? I know you've been checking this out a little bit. I mean, does this even surprise you?
No, it doesn't surprise me. I think in some ways what happened, and a lot of it was linked to Soros, a lot of far-left money came in. They elevated an entire movement that kind of took over the party from the more moderate or centrist wing. They elected somebody based on personality, not competence or his proven record. He was a mystery. They found the perfect kind of mystery candidate. And they made a big mistake in terms of American politics. And I think there are Democrats who are a little more sane or a little more reasonable, who are looking at what's happening and saying, my God, we really, he's turned it into an all-or-nothing battle, and we may not win because the American people are not down with, he's bringing all this change that people didn't want. And he's not doing it very well and not selling it as he goes, so the American people feel, that things are being shoved down their throat, and the whole party is now being labeled as that. So I think they're looking at a potential disaster.
So let's flip it forward very quickly here, in that we got about a minute left. So now, what is going on in 2010? How big of a victory do we think we're going to have here? And who are the real shining stars in the Republican/conservative movement here? We know Rush Limbaugh, we know Sarah Palin. Name some others and what we can expect coming forward here.
Well, I think, I think we have so many wonderful voices from Palin on the radio. We have people like Tammy Bruce. We have Republicans now coming up who are like Joe Miller, like Sharon Angle. And I really think we have to get away from thinking of these people as far right-wing extremists, because they're not. These are just good Americans.
Real Americans.
That love and value a traditional America and want to help save this country at a critical time.
I love Rush Limbaugh. I love Glenn Beck. I love Sean Hannity. I love Mark Levin. I love Sarah Palin. I love Tammy Bruce. I love Chris Christie, Mark Rubio. There's so many great people out there that are doing it. Christine O'Donnell, the whole situation. Dave Diamond from Afternoons Live. that guy's a hero. I talk about that all the time. I think he's one of the most overlooked talents out there. This guy's got phenomenal talent out there. Rusty Humphreys, Brian Sussman. We got a lot of people out there that are doing it. Michelle Malkin, Ingram, the whole 9 yards, and everything like that. Dan, we love you. How do people get in contact with you, brother?
You can just find me on Twitter as Dan Riehl, R-I-E-H-L, or if you go to www.realworldview, it's R-I-E-H-L Worldview. I have a email click, right on the sidebar, and you can shoot me an email.
I love it.